Gotta make me. All right, I have recording. You got it. I
And
will
then I
accept.
gotta make you, I will make you the host.
Make me a host.
Okay. You have the ball.
All right, I'm
You
going to
have the
share my desktop, and I am going to. I might actually. Oh, let me close that off. Let me. Where is the Zoom? Let me close. I'm going to turn my camera off just because I can then turn the light off. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So,
I can still hear your melodic voice.
wow, great. And look at that. My video seems to be hung. Anyways, okay, cool. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
All right, cool. So I've done nothing to the image. You can see there's nothing done to it. And
Yep.
we're in capture one. I like the colors, first off. I mean, it's a great shot. And I like the separation you got off the background. The between the coat and the background, they look very similar in terms of tones.
Yep.
But there's going to be some work we're going to do around his face. Like you can see, he's got some skin damage. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
So I'm going to do that, a lot of that in capture one. What I usually start with is I add a layer that I call skin tone. And I use the magic brush and I just, sample the entire image and then just, let's turn the mask on and get as much. Now we're picking up some of his shirt. We'll clean that up. So I'm getting pretty good coverage on him.
I'm impressed with the magic brush, by the way. I'm pretty pleased.
Yeah, it's
with it.
awesome.
Works
Yeah.
very well. Yep. Even for changing backgrounds and stuff, it's actually easier than going into Photoshop, or in your case, Affinity. It just works.
Yeah. I'm taking out his eyes, lower eyelid a little bit. Let's take out his mouth here. Or no, his lips, I guess. Eh?
Yep.
And then what we might do is take out the shirt and stuff. All of this can go.
Yep.
There you go. And then refine. Line. And take the mask off with that layer. Do skin tone. And then I'm going to pick a skin tone that I think is the skin tone we want his skin to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually pick it off of his face. We don't want the green tones, the red tones. I'm thinking more sort of up here.
Yeah, I generally go with the forehead. That's usually a pretty good spot.
And then 85, 25, 5. You can see right off the bat. I've got rid of a lot of the red and stuff. Yeah, I like that. Move these. This is okay. And then I'll put the exposure warning on. Now I tend to run pretty close to the limits. Now that I got the skin tone where I want it, I would to just use auto and then just bring it down so I don't blow any highlights on his skin.
Yep.
And then I've got some black point issues here. So bring the black point up. I can always change the, how close am I? Not bad. So that's not bad. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone this.
It's
then-
also in some shadow area anyway, right? Where you don't necessarily want too much detail.
Yeah. So far, we've gone from there to there.
Yep.
Now, the bottom of his face is a little bit less exposed than the top.
Yeah,
Well, let's fix that.
that's the damn photographer and his lighting.
Yeah, well, but that's all it is lighting, man. So I do this
Yep.
on the raw file. So at least I can get as much detail as I can.
Yep.
So what I do is I put a light in, exposure at 1, grab my brush,
Low flow.
very low flow, very soft brush, and I'm just going to bring that exposure up a little bit here where I want it to be.
Yep.
I'm going to also do a little bit in his eye caves here.
Yep.
And a fair amount on his eye.
Yeah, that top lid on both sides.
Anything I'm doing different than what you've done so far?
I went back and did it again. I haven't posted or anything, but no. The only thing I didn't really touch that much was the skin tones, and I did a red skin removal at a low flow, low opacity kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't treat the entire skin. I just did his ears and just selected areas.
Yeah. So how are we doing so far? We went from there to there.
Cool.
Now what I
That's
might do
better.
is I'm going to add a darken layer.
Yep.
And exposure to -1. And I'm going to darken this ear because I find this ear is a little bit too bright.
Mm-hmm.
So brush. Oh, it's a bit big. And I'm going to take that down. Now I know I'm painting the background. I'm going to take this down here as well, because I don't want his neck to be too bright. Bring his shirt down just a little bit.
Would you bring down the camera right side of his face a little bit overall?
I
Or do
am.
you think?
Yeah, I'm doing that now. Yeah.
Okay. So not just the ear. I'm
can
talking,
come there.
below the eye and all that. Yeah.
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 The thing is, you can see I've hit the mask. So I'm going to hit the
Yeah.
erase, get the auto erase. And this should just grab the background, and then it should bring back the ear. There you go.
Ooh, how'd you do that?
Oh, it's a trick, hey?
Ah.
All right, let's go back and I'll show you.
For those of you who are watching this later, he glossed over this, but that was
Yeah,
a cool move. I want to see that again.
So what I do is I use an auto mask on the erase brush.
Ah, clever.
So that allows me, so anything inside the inner circle that exists between the inner and outer circle gets deleted. If it's not in the inner circle, it doesn't get deleted. So if I click here, it'll delete everything except for that ear, because that ear isn't in. So look at that. I've cleaned out everything.
Wow.
Yeah, no kidding.
Clever move that is.
Yeah, go figure. Like maybe the guy knows what he's doing.
A little bit here, a little bit there. Got lucky.
There you go. And then refine that. Why? Take the mask off. Okay. And then you can see what I'm doing from there to there.
Yeah.
And if I find that's a bit too much, I might just bring it down.
Do you find that when you lower the exposure sometimes like that and do that painting that you lose some of the saturation and need to bump that up a little bit in the area that you were?
I haven't, but I
working
mean,
on?
if I was to do that, I could bring that up easy enough, right? Because I'm on the same layer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that I can do that just to keep you quiet.
Okay, so this is about me. It's
No, it's all
my
about you. It's all about you.
it's my Michigas. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Yeah. The hat's a little bit bright up here, hey?
Well, that's
I wonder
because
if I
you
can bring
messed
that
around
down.
with the damn exposure. It was fine
Yeah.
before.
Let's call it a beret because that's what it is, eh?
Yep.
Let's see if,
Handmade, by the way, from France. He was made it
well,
sure to tell me that.
that's not working too well, eh?
No.
That was the brush, right? So let's undo that.
Yeah.
Not sample the entire image and just see if that works. No, that doesn't work. All right, so we're going to do that in Affinity. Take that one away. Is there anything else we need to do here? Not really, eh? I mean, we've gone from there to there.
Yep.
I'm happy with that. I might, just see. I might just lighten a bit more right up here. Just up there. And then I'll darken this a little bit manually.
Yeah, I also went in and cleaned up all of that schmutz on the top of his beret.
Yeah, we'll
there,
do
but
that.
yeah. Or we can just say we'll do it. But I don't know if we want to show everybody, because if you don't know how to do that, then
It's pretty boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's take this over to subscription fee Photoshop. And is it open? There it is. So I'm going to start with my in paint. And I'm going to take off your some of that. Uh-oh. Let's put it at 100%. Okay?
it worked better.
Your opacity was down. There you go. That'll work. Now let's start with some of this stuff because this does go quick.
Okay. But it's boring as all get out.
Yeah, but it'll make the image look a bit better.
Okay.
This in paint brush is.
We could do what other people do, which is that you come back and do it later and you just say, and here's the final image, but then I wouldn't be on the call.
That would be quicker for me for sure.
Why do I detect that was something that was directed at me someplace?
Oh, I don't know. So I'll clean up a little bit of it, but if I wanted to make it perfect, well, I don't think that's the vibe for him. He's not the guy who's going to have a perfect,
Oh God, no.
but at least it's a bit better.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at anything that's distracting. We'll take away that.
Yeah.
I want to take away some of these.
Oh, I didn't see those.
Yeah, take away some of the damage. I mean, he's got a lot of nose hair, but it's not normally where the nose hair should be.
Yeah. There's one on your camera left there too. Side of the nose.
So here you mean? Oh, there.
Yeah.
There.
No. In the where the crevasse is.
Here.
Yeah. A little bit lower, right there. That white one there in the middle.
White. I'm not seeing it.
And right in the middle of his nose on the side.
In the middle of his nose.
That's all right. Never mind.
All right. I'm not seeing it. All right. Take some of these away.
Oh yeah. I find a lot of guys have residual shaving hair, the beard that they've missed.
Yeah, but when you've been shaving for 60 years, you don't really look at what you're doing anymore. Eh?
Yeah.
Take that, take that.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a little bit of ear hair too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these can go. Take that one away. Oh, there's a long chest
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Take these threads out while we're here.
Yep.
That didn't work well. Keep that one. Keep them all, dump them all,
Leave them all.
leave them all. All right. Well, that's his earlobe, eh? That's the bottom ear. Okay.
Yep.
Let's get in here and just take some of this stuff out. Clean up your light. Looks like a cataract.
Yep. So if I was going to be funny, I'd say, no, it's actually a Lincoln, but never mind.
At first, I thought that was a contact lens, and I went, no, this guy does not look like that target market of a
No.
contact lens.
No.
Uh,
Hell of a nice guy.
yeah. Okay, let's look at his coat. Is his coat all cleaned up? Here's a couple of things here.
Yeah. At this point, I would say, all right, you get the idea, audience.
Yeah, but I'm not playing to the audience. I'm looking for the image that you can post and say, look how well you did.
Ah, well, that I'm going to do that myself anyway, because
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You can compare it to this.
We'll have a contest.
There you go. That looks good. Okay, so then I put on my low and high frequency at 5 pix, and I bring in my dodge and burn curves. So those are two standard actions. Low and high frequency you can do through your filters, right? Your frequency separation. And these darken and lighten curves are simply curves adjustment, yanked down or yanked up. That's it. And then they are at luminosity. So I don't change any color. And that gives me control of my color and then my luminosity. So on my lower
Are those
mask,
custom actions that you did, Robert, or are those built in?
Yeah, those I made. Yeah. So I'm now on the healing brush. I'm at 35% opacity. And I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to clean up some of these skin colorations that are just there that I just want to minimize a little bit. I mean, not that he needs a lot of beauty work. This guy's pretty cool. But, you know, some of these age spots doesn't need that many to still have character, especially down here. Hey, there's a fair amount of, and those dark areas, what I would do is I would just go to lighten, use my brush at 2% flow, painting in white because I've already inverted those layers. And now I can lighten some of these dark areas right away. So now just by floating between these layers, darken, I can clean up some of these differences and just, I'm back to my heel brush.
So how do you decide which tool to use?
My eyes tell me that, because if it's a difference in color that I'm seeing or saturation, I'll use the heel brush. If it's a difference in luminosity, I would use the lighten and darken. But you also notice I put the dodge and burn curves in between the high frequency and low frequency. So all the high frequency does is just, this is just a sharpen layer. If I take that off, if I just looked at that layer, you can see it's just a sharpening layer. So there he's sharpened, but that's offset by the low.
Right.
So I know that by just staying below the high frequency layer, all of my retouch here, that means I'm not affecting that sharpening, that high end or that high frequency stuff. I can still work on the high frequency layer. It's like if I go back here, I see there's a red spot there. So I go back to my in paint curve and take that out. I can still do some retouch here. And this is where now I don't affect color, I just affect detail, is where I would do a lot of these little schmutzy things. So I'm not affecting the color, but I'm changing that. So you can see it's a little bit nicer, but we've had enough of that. Let's go back to low frequency. Go back to my heel brush. Oh, come on. There you go. It's not bad. I do find his eyes to be a little bit dark. Hey, I'm going to use my lighten brush. And I'm just going to brighten these up a little bit. Might brighten these up. I do find his eyes a little bit yellow. So I'm going to I'm using a select brush. And then refine that just so we can see what's going on. And as a photographer, we know if we have it too yellow, what do? We change the white balance. There you go. Take off that. And now we've got it from there to there just a little bit. Let's bring it up, see if that works. Doesn't look what's going on. -10, yeah. Let's do the same thing. Select that and add a little bit of brightness. There you go. That's a bit much, eh? I'm doing this on the fly.
It's live.
Fly,
So
yeah.
I wouldn't go too far with that, right? Because
No.
his whole character is kind of that, right?
Yeah, so we went from there to there. Not a lot, but we don't want them looking sickly, right? But again, I mean, this is how I'm doing it today. Tomorrow I could do it completely different. So let's group those, call it eyes. And if we find, drag it down into here. If we find it's too much, we can easily just then drop that. Hey, to
Drop
keep you
that, yeah.
keep you happy. At 65%, 67%, that's good enough.
I think that's good.
Yeah, so it's a little bit, I'd go maybe 75. Oh. That one is 75. Yeah. Right, I'm going to do a cutout of him. I'm going to see if I can cut it out. That'll give us more options. Is it snapping? It's not. There we go. See, there's not a lot of difference. Come on.
Yeah, you haven't got a lot of color difference. I mean, you've got
Nothing.
tone difference, but not a lot of color difference.
There you go. It's taking its time, eh?
I'm surprised it didn't do better on the year.
So am I. Come on.
That's what happens when you don't have a subscription for your software.
Yeah, it's slow, eh? Jesus. Like
What are you running this on?
I'm running this on an iMac.
But which,
Uh,
what year?
It's
generation?
their biggest i7 that they have
Hmm.
had. This is the last i7 they built before the M chip.
Oh, so it's
So
a Gen 10 or i7 10 or something, or
I don't know
9?
what it is.
Should
Hang
have
on,
plenty
let's
of
see here
horsepower though.
about this Mac. So 64 gig memory, 3.2 gig, 6-core i7.
Yeah, but it doesn't say what Gen i7.
Yeah,
That's what I was
so
wondering
tons of
about.
memory, but that's
Yep.
just me.
Huh.
And I'm running this off the local drive, so there's no network thing. The only thing is, of course, it's what else do I have running here? I can get rid of Google, get rid of that. I can get rid of that. These two I need, everything else I need, eh? Mhm.
Yep.
Come on. It's just got to do all the thinking because there's not a lot of separation.
Yeah, that's that area. I'm not surprised it's struggling with a little bit. It's the
Yeah.
year that I was surprised about.
Me too. Come on. All right. Now we can get all this there. There you go. Well, we're fine. Well, thanks. Got another cough drop. Oh, I missed the top of his beret, didn't I?
Uh-oh.
Cancel that. Go get that top of that little,
What do they call that?
don't know. Okay, we're fine. Oh, what
Uh-oh.
happened? Fine. I pushed the wrong button. I misclicked. That's not bad.
Oh,
Did a
that's pretty
little
good.
missed a little bit down here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be the way it is. All right. Let's put that as a mask. Apply. I'm going to save that up there. Okay. So I've knocked it off. Now we are going to merge visible. And we're going to call that new layer a tone map. And we're going to map it. This is how I add a little bit of grit.
Mm-hmm.
So these are presets that comes with it. The only thing that I find it is awkward is I don't use all of them, but when I click it, it comes up with all of them. So I like that one. I tend to bring the compression down and just have a local contrast up, which I love, and then apply. And then bring that down to about 25%. So you can see I got from there to there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And that just pops your background. It's really sort of neat. I'm just gonna darken that ear a little bit more. So I'm gonna add a pixel layer. I'm gonna call this darken. And I'm gonna put this as soft light. I'm gonna say midtones, and I'm going to paint in black.
Yeah, you got some of the background there.
Yeah, I know. I did. That doesn't bother me. You know why?
Because you're gonna fix it.
Hmm.
Yeah, under there too. Yeah.
That's why I have a mask.
There you go.
So I've used the mask now to get rid of that
Yep.
part that I hit the background. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I might just let's add a LUT here. It didn't go too well. I don't like that LUT. Let's choose a different one. Actually, let's do it. Let's do a LUT. Desktop affinity. Standard LUTs. Movies. Yeah. So these are LUTs that I've bought.
Yeah, it's from
And-
Lutify.
Lutify, yeah.
Yeah.
So that adds a bit of blue. I don't think we want blue, because we've got green going.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that'd be a bit warm, wouldn't it? I don't mind that.
No,
That's
that's
cool.
nice. Yeah.
Now this is 25%, right? If you go to 100%, it's going to be wicked.
No.
But I would bring it down to about 15. And you can see we went from there to there. It just warms it up.
Yep.
Which sort of is cool. Cool. It's sort of neat with his jacket. That adds
Yep.
a nice little touch. Everything I might do is I might just pop his eyes just a bit more. But there's not a lot of color in there, hey? Like his iris is this is all sort of pretty dark.
Mm-hmm.
But let's try it anyways. Let's do recolor. Invert, brush 100% at 100%. And then I'm going to paint. This is a different way of masking. So all I'm doing is I'm using a recolor layer in red so I can see what I'm masking, because the photo pushes you to the eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I want to do is have a bad masking job. And so what I can do now is now I've got inverted, so I can now erase. There you go. I'm just going to add a bit more here. So the mask, if it's red, I know it's been masked.
Mm-hmm.
And then take this off. There you go. Move the other one. Like 1,000 ways you can mask something.
Yep.
Take off there. There you go. Now let's give him some green eyes. Something that's going to match. I'm just going to match that that coat of his.
It's more of a British racing green.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That looks good. Now I know it looks terrible, but that's fine. We're going to fix that in a second. Let's select So I can figure out what I got there. And then I'm going to add a brightness layer. And let's drag the brightness way the fuck up. There you go, 60%. There you go.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, now let's make these look a bit better. So I'm going to take the color off for a second, and I'm just going to bring this down. So I'm now on blend mode. This is the equivalent of the blend F, if you will. And I am going to just bring that to there, and that can bring it up. Maybe even, no, I want to be there. Yeah, that'll do. And then for the color, same thing. I don't need it in the whole range. Put that in. Yeah, let's bring this down. Just add it a bit. So all we're doing from there to there, just added a bit more life to it. Because otherwise you, yeah, that's not bad, right? So let's group those, call that eyes. That's not bad. Let's see how we did from the beginning. That's not bad. I like that. Okay, let's do one more thing underneath the LUT. Let's add a set of levels. Bring the white point up and just bring the black point down. That's cool. I like that. Okay, let's save this sucker. Where are you? Very save.
Very
Now,
cool.
did I go too far on that? Maybe I did.
I like everything. The eyes to me look a little. I pull it down, the effect down a little bit more. Just my
Not down a bit. All right.
yeah.
Better.
Zoom back out. Let me see. Even the whites too. I take the whites down just that down a little bit.
Get the whites down a bit. Eh?
Yeah.
Why? How about if I take that off? Will that still work? There you go. Just take it off. Gone.
Yeah. It just, to me, that feels, it feels better. That was the whites were
All right.
popping a little bit too much. Yeah.
Say that again. Export it to where we came from. Capture, save, replace. Just take a few minutes.
While we're waiting, if you like what you've seen, we can sign up for the Facebook.
No, you
group.
can't. I don't have a Facebook.
Sorry,
No.
I couldn't resist.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. But and if you sign up before we shut, you stop watching this Zoom.
Well, I made my decision long ago. Other photographers is not my market.
Amen.
Well, let's go
It's
back
funny.
to
I
chapter
don't, you
one.
know, you don't mind for some of the masters doing that if they're teaching and everything, the people who are really know what the hell they're doing, that's fine. It's all of these others who are jumping on the bandwagon and doing it.
Yeah.
That's the part I don't like.
Right, while we wait for this to come across, this is the only part that's really slow, is the rendering it.
Mm.
Imagine the M1 chip would be quicker.
Oh yeah.
Still
You
a
know,
year
they
away
put
from me. Oh,
they
there you go.
put the they put the M1 chip in an iPad. That thing's got a scream.
That's awesome. All right, so we went from there to there.
Yeah. I love it.
That's not bad. I'm going to add a little bit of a vignette,
Yep.
but I'm going to
Yep.
do it in a different way.
Of course.
Just because I can.
That's right. Not because you should, it's because you can.
Because I can. Might bring that in just a bit. And then bring it down. I don't know, maybe minus 0.35 of the stop. So you can see what I've done there is from there to there. And then I might even add just another vignette down here to darken the corners even further. So this one is using that tool. And you can control.
Yeah, that works a lot better than their built-in vignette tool.
Yeah, well, I've got a little bit more added to the bottom. So I've gone from there to there.
Yep.
You can see that grit.
Yep.
That's the tone map getting into play. So
Love it.
that's what you gave me, and that's where we are. From there
Love
to there. Now let's clone this. And hang on, let's just do one more thing before. Let's get rid of that clone for a second. Delete that sucker. See how we're doing on our exposure. Not bad, eh? Like we haven't done too bad. Let's see how close I am. So I'm going to bring it to there and then bring the black point up just a smidge. Nope, too much.
No, too much.
Yeah, I just how close am I? That's okay as long as it's not zeros. We're good.
I don't mind that. You know, those are areas that you don't want the people looking at anyway.
No, I like that.
I think that's
and
great.
So from there to there. Now let's do the black and white. So I do 5 steps immediately. Saturation down to 0, right? That's always step 1. Clarity, this is step 2, 10 and 10. Step 3 is my midpoint down to minus 0.2. Step 4 is I add a 5-point or a contrast luma curve. Put my exposure warning on. And now I move the shadows in the black point up a little bit to bring it back together. Now it becomes just a sort of a feel of what you want. I'm going to go with the 35 there. Hey, yeah, let me bring this up again. All I'm worrying about is I don't want to have too many dark spots.
Yep.
And then I add my my highlights with my white balance. And I'm looking at those. Where I'm getting it first is his nose. That's not bad. And I don't want to hit a 255 across the board because then I start losing texture.
Yep.
So from there to there. So
But you can
there you
always
go.
go.
Just
You
there
can
to
always
there is
go in with a
black and
little
white.
bit of local adjustment too, right?
Yeah, I could. Yeah. I might
That's
on this one,
nice.
I might just add some more vignette on the corners.
Yep.
So there you go. That's the shit you gave me.
SOC, baby. SOC.
Straight at a camera. And that's where we took it.
There we go.
So you can see now the focus is directly on the face.
Yep.
You did good picking the colors, dude. Like that's superb. We got good separation. And then black and white just makes it look really cool.
Yeah.
The only thing
I love
left
it.
now is the crop.
Yep.
But again, that's an artistic choice. One of the things that this guy is, of course, he's a player, right? He's going to be on Facebook, I'm sure. Is
He's going on Instagram, Facebook.
yeah,
you
he's
name
gonna
it.
he's gonna have a romantic life there for sure. But that's just cool.
And believe it or not, even though it's a French chapeau, he's Greek.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind Greek. Greek is they make
Oh,
good
no, no,
stuff.
no. We had a great conversation about Greece, and my wife and I actually took our honeymoon there many, many, many years ago. And he was a hell of a nice guy, very nice guy. And he loved the results. He hasn't seen these, obviously, but he just
No.
saw the galleries and stuff, and he was thrilled.
So this is straight at the camera left and what we did on the right. Is there anything else we would have done?
The only thing, like I said, I might have shadowed him up a little bit more on his camera right there on that cheek, that area. But, it wouldn't have been a lot because I didn't want it to go too dramatic,
Mhm.
But I don't even know that I would touch that at this point. I don't know.
All right, so now let's export. So I've got two recipes, print and web, and we'll do this one and this one. Export.
Fantastic.
Pretty quick. And then we'll pick up. Yeah, there you are. Output. So two versions, print and web.
Yep.
And then we'll do the shrinky dink.
By the way, while Robert's doing that, and if you want the NFT for these images,
Oh,
we
no,
can.
it's not there you go. And then let's get them to you. Smug bug. This is my photo delivery. So anytime it's a black, it's my admin. Create a new folder. Go to my desktop and I'll just rename this.
While you're doing that,
grab.
why SmugMug?
I've always had them.
Ah.
Make this unlisted. Anybody with a link can download. Yep. Create. And then in there, create a gallery, which is going to be print ready. And it already has my defaults in there. And then create a gallery called Web Optimized. Create. And then just organize them so it's better. Print ready. Upload. Upload to my desktop, Berry output. Now I just select the print ones, upload them. Interesting, the black and white is 2 meg smaller.
Huh. After JPEG?
Web. Yeah, we're in JPEG and we've shrinky dinked them. This is the web versions. Upload. Done.
Boy, that's counterintuitive.
Yeah. So the print ready now, let's go to settings and we will choose the color image. Done.
So it's not pure black and white.
No, the black and white is the smaller of the two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I was sitting here going like, what? How in the world? That's what I said.
Yeah. All right. Let's choose that one. Done. Save. Go back to there. Now when it's white, you'll see this is what you would see. And there is the link. So I will copy that link and I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you some other way.
Fantastic.
So now so as long as you have this link, you can see why I do it this way. Okay, hang on, I gotta move this. There's a menu up here. Okay, move the menu. So you can see it's my website .photos. This is different than my corporate site. So I own the .photo site, which drives it to SmugMug. And I send you this link, first name, last name. It's typically a date, but this is, I can edit. And then a code, which is auto-generated and unique and random. So you can never navigate to this link unless you have the code. And that way I just send a link to people. Anybody with a link can download. So anybody who has watching this can copy this down and download it. But if you don't have the link, you can't find it. So I don't have to worry about passwords or anything, other things like that. And then you go to the, when you click on this, you can view the file.
It's a hell of a shot.
Yeah, not bad, eh? It's very well retouched.
Yeah, but you know, garbage in, garbage out. You got to start with something that's really good.
And then the web optimized. So this is just rendered for web. There you go.
Great job, Robert. Thank you so much.
No problem. Let me stop the share.
Okay, and I will
guess
stop
that's it.
the
We can stop the
recording.
recording. Yeah,
Did you want to say anything else?
I've said enough. I think
Okay.
people are tired of hearing of me.